Skyridge Falcon basketball on the Rewind Network as the Skyridge Falcons welcome in the Lone Peak Knights. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Dane Stewart. Excited for this Region 4 battle for you right here tonight between two teams that are on winning streaks here in Region 4. We'll start by introducing the Lone Peak Knights. They come in at 10-4, 2-2 in region play, a pair of losses, and this is a team that is starting to put it together. Ethan Copeland, the move in, has had a fantastic year, 20 points, 3 rebounds per. Young man shooting 40% from beyond the arc. He's going to be someone they're going to have to keep an eye on tonight. And then you have big returners like Cam Brimhall, 17-6 for him on the year thus far. Kobe Sellers, a senior that does everything for Lone Peak. He's going to have to bring his physicality here tonight against this Skyridge team. As we talk about Skyridge, look, Region did not get off to a great start for the Falcons. They lost their first 2. Since then, they've won 2, and it has been really Colby Carter, the junior forward, has started to really come on the scene, has taken advantage of some opportunities, had a double-double, and then scored double figures again earlier this week. The Skyridge Falcons, Coach Gardner, we saw them a week ago. A tough loss against Westlake, said that kind of helped us get back to some things. Defensively, they've been improved. The offense started to come together. You've got, of course, Duncan Reed, the all-time scoring leader in program history, the senior, 18 points a game. Parker Christensen, a senior guard, he has had a fantastic year, 17 a game, has been lighting it up. This Skyridge team can score with the best of them. Their defense has really elevated them in the last couple of games. You can say the same for Lone Peak. Last time these two teams played, it was an overtime battle in the state playoffs. Lone Peak got the better end of it. Can they get the win tonight on the road, or will Skyridge move to 3 straight W's for the Falcons? We're about to find out. It's Skyridge and Lone Peak. Tip-off coming up next on the Rewind Network. Tip controlled here by Lone Peak. They're in the road dark uniforms. Skyridge in the home white. Here's Copeland. We talked about him, the move in for Lone Peak is now, I thought it was going to be a handoff to Sellers. Instead, Edwards to the rim, and there's Brimhall with the putback. First bucket of the ball game goes to the Knights. My apologies, I said the playoff game was in overtime. It was not. I even mentioned that to a couple people before the game. It had that kind of a legendary finish to it. Lone Peak did win that game by 1, but it was in regulation as play at the rim, rebounded by the Knights, and here they come. Here is Copeland, now entry into Brimhall. Missed a couple of games with an injury and a traveling violation there. Good defense in the paint by Yates. Talked about that injury. It was in the first minute or 2 against Westlake. Brimhall came down really badly on his neck. Was out for a couple games. He is back. Sellers missed that second game as well, but when Lone Peak is healthy, they can play with the best. Is that 3 from Reed just off the mark, and Lone Peak up the floor. Brimhall had it go through the wickets, or through the mitts, I should say, and it'll be Skyridge basketball. Here's Nick Holland. We haven't had a chance to talk about the point guard for Skyridge yet. He has been pivotal for the Falcons this year. He's had a good year. Saw time off the bench last year, 13 a game for Holland as they go inside to Yates on the play, and Yates able to score it. And we're knotted up at 2 apiece here, just a minute and a half into the contest. Edwards working around a screen. Now he'll terminate. Brimhall pulling up. Contested shot. Brimhall able to score it. The first 4 points of the ball game for Lone Peak coming from their 6'8" senior center. Reed on the take, fouled on the drive. Actually on the shot, I believe, and it will be Duncan Reed to the line here, shooting a pair. A foul is called on Copeland, his first. As Reed, first one is short. Young man joined the 1,000-point club last year as a junior. I mentioned set the program's scoring mark earlier this year as he goes 0 for 2 on his trip to the line. Tough drive, couldn't get it to go, and the rebound cleared by Christensen, and now Skyridge trying to push it. Coach Gardner wanted to see his squad run the floor both ends tonight. Here's a three, and that just rims out for Colby Carter. We talked about his growth as that ball tipped up by Yates to prevent the oop. It will allow Skyridge here to get set up defensively. Sutton to throw in. Here's Brimhall. 6 points for Cam Brimhall. Having a good start to this region contest. Floater by Holland, couldn't get it over the front of the rim, and Lone Peak with the clear. The Knights pushing it here with Edwards. He'll give off. Copeland for three. Offensive rebound off the glass, too strong. And then it's taken away by Edwards. Brimhall for three. First 9 points of the contest for Lone Peak, scored by Cameron Brimhall. The Knights leading 9-2. You're watching Skyridge basketball on the Rewind Network, presented by Heidemann Associates, brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard, and outfitted by Black Clover.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the Army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the Army goes rolling along.
Welcome back here to Skyridge High School. I want to thank some of our sponsors here. Heidemann and Associates is a full-service law firm with locations throughout the Wasatch Front. They'll also offer you a free consultation right now if you call the experts at Heidemann Associates. Tell them the Rewind Network sent you. Call 801-754-4240 for that free legal consultation from Heidemann and Associates. Out of the timeout, see which Skyridge can draw up here offensively. Reed. Good job defensively by Lone Peak. Sutton there was ready for him coming off that screen. Here's Holland into Yates. Yates, a little soft shot from Dallin Yates, and that will end a 7-0 run put on by Lone Peak. Sutton. Here's Edwards. Nice little hesitation there. Brimhall from the corner. Cameron Brimhall, his second three of the contest. Holland will kick it to Christensen. Parker Christensen able to hit it. That's an important bucket. I know it's early, but you need something to try to match the offensive pace that Lone Peak has set in the first couple of minutes here. And Parker able to deliver. Here's Sutton up top. Edwards gonna pull up, fouled on the shot. And now Ethan Copeland will head to the line here, shooting three, as Reed called for his first. Talk about Copeland. Young man averages 40% from beyond the arc. As his first free throw, good. not afraid to shoot it from all across the floor. The move in from Washington has been a great lift for this Lone Peak squad. And the senior now with one more. Three for three for Ethan Copeland. Just under 80% from the line on the season. Here's Carter. Holland open for three. That shot off the front of the rim. Ahead for Brimhall. Cam Brimhall with the flush. Coach Gardner wanted his unit to run, and that time they didn't. Brimhall able to finish as Holland gets into that running game. Scores it at the rack, and now other way. Oh, how about the finish from Luke Sutton? Little reverse. The lead is 10 and a timeout taken by Skyridge. 19-9, Lone Peak.
When I go to an employer, I have military variants and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
3:05 left in this first quarter, and Lone Peak is off to a strong offensive start. They've shot well from beyond the arc, been able to get up and down the floor. And Skyridge has to find a way to start to find some defensive success as Holland will kick out. Three on the way, won't go for Jory, and the rebound is to the Knights, who have done a good job on the glass. Brimhall. Stolen away. How about Aaron Edwards not giving up on the play? Forces the steal and the finish. Reed, pull up from just inside the arc. Off target, rebound is to Sutton. Sutton, pull up from the line. Left it short. Holland finds himself alone. Couldn't hit it. And then it's taken away. And now here come the Knights. Sutton waiting for reinforcements. Edwards, give it back. Sutton for three. And the rebound takes a single bounce to Duncan Reed. Here is Yates. Now Holland will pull up for three. Off target again, and another rebound here for Lone Peak. As it was Copeland, he probably has 3 or 4 rebounds already here in this first quarter. He's gonna fire just off the back of the rim. Numbers here for the Falcons. Holland. Nick Holland able to score the transition bucket despite contact, and we're inside of a minute left here in the first quarter. The lob, too tall for Brimhall, and the rebound gathered by Carter. Holland to Jory, and a foul here given by Sellers. Kobe Sellers, I was looking at him in warm-ups, and that young man, he must work out. He's got some broad shoulders for a high school senior. Picks up the foul there. It'll stay here with Skyridge as that's out. It'll be Lone Peak basketball. Substitutions here for Skyridge. Gagan comes on, as does Anderson. For the last 30 seconds of the quarter. Sutton, defended by Holland. Copeland passes back out. Clock's down to 10 seconds left. Here's Sutton. Copeland will get a look away. Left it short. And the first quarter will come to a close. The Knights find offensive rhythm in the first. They've got a 10-point lead after 8. You're watching Skyridge basketball on the Rewind Network, presented by Heidemann Associates, brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard, and outfitted by Black Clover.
When I go to an employer, I have military experience and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
Start of the second quarter, 21-11 Lone Peak. Skyridge down by 10, but they have not shot the ball well from the floor yet. It's a team that can get hot, can score in bunches. So this contest certainly a long way from being over. They can get right back in it. Mentioned that playoff game. They started out the first half with a big deficit as well and did come back in the fourth quarter primarily. Christensen will pull up. Parker Christensen. It's a young man that I would try to get going. I think he has 5 points now, 5 of 13 for Skyridge. Talking about his ability to score, has done so all year here in 21, and a turnover. Carter on the run, has Yates with him, hands off to Dallin, blocked away, and the foul here. Brimhall being called with the body, and Dallin Yates will head to the line here to shoot a pair. We did not talk much about Dallin Yates in the intro. How about the year for the senior? 15 points, 8 rebounds per game. And on a night like tonight, Coach Ross recognizing that's a bit of a tough matchup for them. He's had a good start tonight. As on the trip to the line, he goes 1 of 2, just misses the second there. And it's a 7-point advantage for the visitors from Lone Peak. Sutton gives it back. Brimhall, another 3. Off target. The rebound kept by Lone Peak. Given to Brimhall, and he's fouled on the play as Anderson was coming over trying to defend. He'll pick it up. Be the first personal on Hunter Anderson, the second team foul. And Brimhall now heading to the line to shoot 2. Duncan Reed comes back on the floor here for Colby Carter. As Brimhall's second free throw, able to rim it in. 2 for 2 for Brimhall, and the lead pushed to 9. Holland gonna pull for 3. Nick Holland able to hit the 3. We talked about his ability to shoot the long ball. Did it a lot last year off the bench and trying to help carry this Skyridge offense till it can find its rhythm as that ball blocked away by that Skyridge defense. Might have been Reed. Good effort there for the Falcons defense. Copeland trying to cut through and able to get the ball to roll through. Up the floor quickly here for Skyridge. And it's kept by Lone Peak as Evans was able to keep it in. 3 on the way for Edwards, won't go. And the rebound to Anderson. Falcons pushing the tempo here with Christensen. A little spin move, tough shot. Parker Christensen just off the mark, and that finally gathered by Brimhall. Evans just looked back in time to gather that pass. Copeland trying to drive on Reed. Able to use that body just to create enough separation. Soft touch there for Copeland, and it's back to 10. Handoff to Anderson. Tough shot. How about Hunter Anderson scooping around the big man Brimhall? That was a nice finish. Oh, baseline given up, too strong, and then Anderson couldn't gather it. Oh, Cy Evans made a beautiful move. And Lone Peak fortunate that Skyridge couldn't corral that. 5:24 left here in the first half. I'll make sure the ball was good to go. Here's Sellers. He'll send it up top. Copeland thought about the 3. Good closeout by Christensen. Sellers tried to get it back to him. It's kept here by Lone Peak. Evans looking to drive. Evans will fire the 3, no good, and the rebound fouled on the rebound as Yates was able to gather it and fouled there by Sellers. That's his second personal, the 4th team foul on Lone Peak. Yates hands it off. Gets it back on the switch. And a foul on the shot here called on Edwards. Actually did a nice job taking away that baseline from Yates, but Yates able to draw the contact, and he'll head back here to the line for the Falcons. First free throw for Dallin is good. One more coming up for the senior. As it looked like Brimhall was gonna come on, and then I think elected not to, or was told to come back. Sellers tried to corral it, but they say it was thrown out by Skyridge. I think the right call there. 4.5 left here in the second quarter. Sutton. Copeland for 3 straight away. Couldn't get it to go. Christensen in the paint. Oh, Parker Christensen with a beautiful move from up close and has Skyridge back to within 5 here. 4 minutes left in our second quarter. Here's Edwards. Good ball movement here by Lone Peak with Brimhall on the bench. Copeland trying to dice through. Couldn't get it to fall. He thought there was contact there. No call coming. Holland, numbers for Skyridge. Nick Holland, coast to coast. And it will draw a timeout called by Lone Peak as the Falcons putting together a run. It's a one-possession ball game. You're watching Skyridge basketball on the Rewind Network.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along.
Want to thank some of our sponsors here of the Rewind Network. If you're trying to get to the top of your mental game, go check out the Riley Jensen Performance Group, the official mental performance coaches of Weber State University, Real Salt Lake, the Utah State University, amongst a whole bunch of others. To schedule time with the Riley Jensen Performance Group, visit rjpg.net. 3:20 left here in the second. Skyridge on a run as Brimhall comes back in the contest, misses his first shot. And the rebound gathered by Carter. Here's Yates. Christensen working around screens. And Holland has to send it back up top here with Reed. Reed looking to drive. Through the contact from Brimhall, Duncan Reed able to score it at the rim. And it is down to a one-point contest. Inside to Brimhall. Blocked, well, I don't know if that was blocked or if it hit the side of the rim. That three won't go, and the rebound gathered by Carter. And a foul here going to be given to Sutton. How about the job of Yates in the paint? Brimhall had it, and Dallin, straight up vertical, did a great job. As Jory preparing to come back in here for Christensen. And Skyridge's been able to get back in this contest, really still without the long ball. They've really done it with a lot of their penetration. Speaking of, Nick Holland gives the lead to the Falcons right through the paint. 2 minutes left here in the first half. Pull up and just able to get it to go for Cy Evans. Almost looked like that shot was trying to decide whether it would drop for the senior. Reed gonna pull up for three. Brimhall able to gather it. Here comes Edwards. And he walked with it. Parker Christensen gonna come back on the floor here for Skyridge. 1:34 left in the first half. This was a 10-point contest twice for Lone Peak. Stolen, fouled. I was gonna say stolen away by Edwards, but the whistle coming and he will pick up his second personal. That is the 7th team foul on Lone Peak. Nick Holland here will head to the line shooting 1-1. Front end won't go. Rebound is to Copeland. Talk about his rebounding effort tonight. It has been strong. Tough three from Copeland. Trying to draw contact and none coming. Here's Christensen at the other end. And couldn't get it to go. That ball will stay here. Christensen had to kind of bring it back to his left a little bit and allowed Lone Peak to defend it. Copeland was still trying to politic for a call there as Holland will inbound here to Yates. Gets it back. Holland the three. for Nick Holland. As Skyridge retakes the lead here. Our apologies, the intern forgot to bring his compass, is losing side of ends of the scoreboard there. Is got that all sorted out for you. Nice move there by Sutton. And count the bucket as a foul. And now Luke Sutton able to tie it up and a chance to head to the line here to give Lone Peak back the lead. Christensen called for his first. Sutton able to score it, 32-31, Lone Peak. Clock at 30 seconds left in this first half. Here's Holland. Great first half for Nick Holland. Clock is at 15 as Christensen gives it back to Nick. Clock's down to 8. The lob broken up by Copeland. 5 seconds left on the clock. Ethan Copeland through traffic. No denying Ethan Copeland as he's able to go end to end to end the first half. And Lone Peak has a 34-31 lead over Skyridge at the break. You're watching Skyridge basketball on the Rewind Network, presented by Heidemann Associates, brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard, and outfitted by Black Clover. Welcome back to the start of the second half here on the Rewind Network. Lone Peak leading Skyridge 34-31. Talk about some impressive first halves. Cam Brimhall had 16 for Lone Peak. Ethan Copeland had 9. Meanwhile, for Skyridge, Nick Holland shouldering the load with 14. Yates had 8. Christensen with 7. As it will be Lone Peak basketball to start the second half. Scored 21 points in that first quarter. Skyridge started to catch up, even took the lead in that second after trailing by double figures. His entry here to Brimhall, and Yates here going to be called for the personal. That'll be his first. Brimhall off the inbound, able to score it. Tell you what, if I had a nickel for every Lone Peak shot tonight that's hit the rim, the backboard, and found a way to drop through. Here's Christensen, tough left-handed shot, able to hit it over Edwards. Copeland, the 3. Foul on the closeout by Christensen. And it will be 3 free throws coming up for Copeland. Christensen is still having a discussion with the official, so is Coach Gardner. As Copeland at the line, able to hit his first. He's got 2 more coming. He's now in double figures with 10. Copeland went to the line earlier on a 3-point shot. He hit all of those. This time he just hits 2. And the rebound gives Christensen a running start here for Skyridge. In the paint, tough shot. Reed trying to pull down the rebound. It's stolen away by Sutton. And the Knights pushing the tempo. Sutton through traffic, leaves it for Brimhall. Holland being hounded by Sutton. And a foul here called on Sutton. Coach Ross saying he used that arm to kind of help get around the defense of Sutton. But it will be the second personal on Luke and the first team foul on Lone Peak. Reed able to get just past Copeland. Copeland does a nice job of recovery and was able to deflect that from behind. And then stolen away by Christensen. Parker tried to give it to Reed and he couldn't handle it. That's a tough play for Reed to try to secure. And I totally understand the thinking of Christensen too, trying to get Reed going and give him a good look right at the rim. Just couldn't connect. Oh, beautiful feed to Brimhall from Copeland. And the lead pushed back up to 9, and Coach Gardner going to take a timeout. 42-33, the advantage for the visitors. You're watching Skyridge basketball on the Rewind Network, presented by Heidemann Associates, brought to you by the Utah Army National Guard, and outfitted by Black Clover. Welcome back. Want to thank Black Clover for their sponsorship of the Rewind Network. If you're looking for a new style or maybe you need to update that wardrobe, check out blackcloverusa.com. Use the promo code DNR20 to get 20% off your order from blackcloverusa.com. Here's Reed out of the timeout. Defenses, Copeland and Edwards collapse down on him. Reed now gets it back, trying to work around a screen from Yates. The pull up from the junction, good for Duncan Reed. Talk about trying to find a way to get him going in this contest. Just had 2 points at the break. As that lob in for Brimhall, deflected away, and it will be Skyridge basketball. (42-35) the advantage for the Knights. Reed. Oh, stolen away by Edwards. Crafty hands ahead for Sutton. And Nick Holland retreating back defensively, going to be called for the foul here. That'll be the third team foul on Skyridge. The first personal on Nick. First free throw for Sutton. Good, one more coming. And Luke goes 2 for 2. Holland left that short, and Copeland able to rebound it. Boy, thought about that transition three. Christensen came out to defend it. Instead, it'll be Edwards. Able to knock it down, and the lead pushed up to 12. Holland, oh, nice find to Yates, but couldn't corral the pass, and here come the Knights. Brimhall for three, back of the rim. And Duncan Reed tried to go behind the back, but Luke Sutton played positioning perfectly, and Reed lost it out. It was 34-31 at the break. It's been a 13-4 run for Lone Peak. Inside, Brimhall kicks it back out. Sutton gonna take the three. 50-35, the largest lead of the contest for Lone Peak. Timeout, Skyridge.
When I go to an employer, I have military variants and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
50-35, Lone Peak. 4:07 left here in the third. It is now a 16-4 advantage in the third quarter for the Knights. Here's Christensen. Holland thought about the three. Yates trying to work in the post, going up. Reed with an offensive rebound, and the foul here called on Sellers, as it will be 2 free throws coming up here for Duncan Reed. Reed's first free throw, good. One more to come. As Cy Evans will come on the floor here for Sellers. And Reed goes 2 for 2. Skyridge putting some pressure on now. Nice little shimmy there by Evans as he's able to break it. Help coming from behind. That one knocked loose. Numbers for Skyridge. Christensen off the glass. Fast break points forced off the turnover. As again they come with pressure. Here's Evans. Brimhall. Little fade away. Christensen using the screen from Yates, gonna pull for 3, short. Sutton leaves it for for Evans. That 3 was short. Reed gonna try transition 3. Duncan Reed able to hit the 3. That transition bucket won't go. Falcons coming up the floor with Holland. Nick with a spin move. Oh, just wouldn't go down. Copeland with the rebound. That would have been a big bucket. Get it back to single digits. See if this Skyridge defense can get a stop, and a timeout will be taken first by Lone Peak. 30-second timeout. We'll stay here and take a moment to thank some of our sponsors. Want to thank the Utah Army National Guard. If you're looking for that next step in your life, don't quite know what you want to do, check out the Utah Army National Guard. You can gain experience in over 150 different career path options available. It's more than just military service at the Utah Army National Guard. To learn more, visit nationalguard.com. (52-42) for Lone Peak. It'll be Lone Peak basketball. On the sideline, Sutton will inbound it. Brimhall gonna turn around. Off the front of the rim, gets his own rebound, and Brimhall with a nifty scoop right at the rim. 54-52. Reed, little fadeaway. Duncan Reed, telling you the last 2 minutes or so, he's had a different air about him on the floor. And see if Skyridge can take advantage of Duncan Reed apparently starting to feel it here. Brimhall walked with it. Yates maybe took one up high. He is double checking to make sure that everything is in place. Looks to be so, as it's Skyridge basketball here. Here's Reed. Little pump fake, now gonna take the three. Just off the mark. Yates able to get the offensive rebound. And a foul called here on Evans. So that'll be the fourth team foul on Lone Peak, the first onside. Skyridge basketball underneath as Sellers will come back on the floor for the Knights. Christensen. One minute left here in the third. Reed, entry into Yates. Great block by Copeland. That was all ball. You could hear it from up here. The official there keeping it here with Skyridge. Good block there by Copeland. The lob to Christensen. Couldn't get it to go. Reed with a rebound and the putback. Duncan Reed with a second chance effort. Second chance points for Skyridge. Clock's at 30. Zone defense here for Skyridge. Copeland gives it back to Edwards, now over with Sutter. Clock's down to 15. Sutter over to Sellers. He'll take the three on a double clutch. Won't go. Holland with the rebound. The heave. And that's too strong. And with that, the third quarter expires. 54-46, the Knights with the lead. Set up for a good finish here at Skyridge. Fourth quarter coming up next, right here on the Rewind Network.
When I go to an employer, I have military experience and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
Skyridge basketball to start this fourth quarter, trailing by 8. Duncan Reed had a strong third quarter for Skyridge. Would certainly love to keep his rhythm going here in the fourth as they try to come back in it. Yates, help was coming from Edwards, but Yates able to take it and score it. Sutton over with Edwards. Copeland. Couldn't tell if that shot was altered. The rebound can't be secured by Brimhall, kept in by Yates, and now Christensen on the run. Christensen, and a blocking foul here going to be called on Sutton. Was late to the spot, and Christensen now going to head to the line here to shoot 2. My apologies, in the third, I had said Lone Peak had accumulated their 14th foul. That was their 14th foul, so my apologies on that, as the first free throw on Christensen is short. We'll have one more. Couldn't get it to go. Christensen missed them both. Sutton. Boy, Brimhall was coming off that screen, just couldn't get him the ball. Here's Edwards now. And a foul here called on Christensen. At the 4th team foul on Skyridge. 3rd personal on Christensen. Sutton able to get it to Edwards for 3. Down the other way, lost out, Lone Peak basketball. Copeland will throw in. Again, Skyridge with that pressure. Gets it to Sellers. Trap coming. Edwards with it. Or Copeland, my apologies. Will take the 3. Just rims out. Here comes Duncan Reed. Pull up 3. Short. Right to Christensen. Copeland, beautiful move. How about the take by Ethan Copeland? A little shimmy opened up the lane. And then a soft touch for the finish. Christensen with it. Copeland defending him. Reed trying to establish positioning, and Christensen lost it out. Yates knows that's one he would like to have back. Gagan comes back on the floor here. That deflected by Reed. Duncan Reed. Creating the turnover and then finishing. Duncan Reed with 2 more. He's trying to get back here. I think he's probably just a little winded after that. Sellers with an offensive rebound. Copeland will take the 3. Ethan Copeland able to hit a big 3 in a key moment to push the lead back to double figures here with 5 minutes left to play. Holland leaves it for Reed. The 3. Duncan Reed able to answer it. A foul called here on Holland. His second. Just one foul to give now for the Falcons. Edwards to Sellers in the corner, and we'll give that back. Sutton. Copeland for three. Short. Sellers had it. It was knocked away, and it'll be Skyridge basketball. Christensen comes back on the floor here for Skyridge. 4:12 left. 7-point advantage for the visitors. Skyridge has trailed for a majority of the contest. Can they close out the final 4 minutes strong and come away with their third straight win? Reed, boy, that was read by Copeland. Couldn't quite secure it. Reed, the three, offensive foul. Wave off the bucket, an offensive foul. Boy, a big moment. Reed hit the shot. The moment it went through, arms went up. In a sense of, timing. Here's Edwards in the paint. Man, nifty. And a timeout here going to be taken by the Knights with 3:43 left. Timeout, Lone Peak. We'll take it with them. You're watching Skyridge basketball on the Rewind Network.
When I go to an employer, I have military experience and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along.
Lone Peak basketball. 3:43 left, and a 7-point lead for the Knights. In this ultra-competitive Region 4, these two teams trying to remain in the hunt for a region title. Both were 2 games down of Westlake coming into the night. Westlake playing Pleasant Grove tonight. As a 3 from Brimhall, no good, and Yates with the rebound. Other end, Christensen able to get to the rim and score it, and it's now a 5-point contest. Last check, Westlake was leading PG by 4 at the end of 3. Critical for both of these teams to get a win tonight. Here's Edwards. Boy, that just went off of Yates and stayed with Lone Peak. Sellers 3 won't go. Copeland with an offensive rebound. Gives it to Sellers. How about the rebounding for Ethan Copeland tonight? And it will stay here with Skyridge. Boy, that time a key offensive rebound. And able to help on the assist to find his teammate Sellers. Yates gets it back to Reed. It will stay here. been a big second half for Duncan Reed. Yates gives it back to Holland. Holland kick out to Christensen. .220 left here in regulation. Christensen trying to get to the rim. Tough shot. As it felt like he had to speed up a little bit to get that away, and Lone Peak able to rebound the basketball. Here's Edwards. Well, he's just been so quick tonight. Sellers in the corner. Gets it out. Edwards for three. A timely three by Aaron Edwards, and it pushes the lead back to 10 here for the Knights. Here's Reed. Sellers matched up on him. Reed for three. And a timeout taken by Lone Peak with 1:31 left and a 7-point lead. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. Skyridge trying to mount the comeback.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along.
When I go to an employer, I have military experience and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
First to fight for the right and to build the nation's might, and the army goes rolling along. Proud of all we have done, fighting till the battle's won, and the army goes rolling along.
Lone Peak basketball. And Brimhall is fouled here by Yates. And it will send Brimhall to the line here to shoot 1 and 1. Young man, 62% on the year from the line. And a big one coming up here. One more for Cam as Cy Evans comes back on the floor here. Brimhall makes them both. A foul here called on Sutton. 16 foul there on Lone Peak. So, excuse me, 5th. Next, one more foul to give here for the Knights. 1:18 left. Oh man, and that time Colby Carter got the feet tangled up and did his best to prevent the turnover, but ended up giving it away. Lone Peak basketball, unfortunate series of events there for Skyridge. As Copeland fouled here on the drive, given to Holland. And it will be Copeland now to the line to shoot 1 and 1. Nick picks up his third. One and 1, Copeland good on the first. .58 seconds left. And Copeland makes them both. Brimhall went 2 of 2, Copeland 2 of 2, both in 1-and-1 situations. Holland trying to get around this Lone Peak D. He'll take the 3. Nick Holland able to hit it, and a timeout taken immediately by Skyridge with 47 seconds left. It's a 30-second timeout. We will take a moment with them. You're watching Skyridge basketball on the Rewind Network.
When I go to an employer, I have military variants and education on my resume, and it's always impressed them. It's always given me that edge. They know that I'm somebody that would be dependable and hardworking, that I know how to work in stressful environments, but still overcome it and get the job done. I know I owe that all to the National Guard and joining the military.
71-63 Lone Peak. 47 seconds left. Lone Peak basketball. The next foul for Skyridge will be their 9th, so it'd be the last opportunity for Lone Peak to have 1-and-1, and it would be double bonus remainder of the way. Edwards receives the inbound, foul given there by Reed, and only a second and a half or so comes off. So it will be Edwards now shooting 1-and-1. Young man, good free throw shooter, 87% on the season. As Edwards on his first, able to hit it. Has one more. Aaron Edwards goes 2 of 2. How about Lone Peak? 3 1-and-1 situations, and every time they hit both. As Holland too strong on his 3. Christensen will try and able to hit it. Edwards lobs ahead here for Sutton, and the foul given by Edwards, his 4th. And now Luke Sutton to the line to shoot 2. 27 seconds on the clock. As the first one for Sutton is good. Two for 2 for Sutton. And it's stolen by Lone Peak. Evans forced the turnover. And now Sutton to the line to shoot 2 with 23 seconds left. How about this Lone Peak team? As a team, 76% from the line. What a job they have done putting this game away from the line. As I have one more thought behind that, but I believe in the broadcasting jinx, so we will wait. I don't believe they've missed tonight in the last 3 minutes from the line. Holland gets around, left it short. Yates there to follow and score it. But that will be largely cosmetic. Sutton will lay it in. Reed will take the long 3. And with that, the contest comes to a close. The Lone Peak Knights got off to a hot start. Skyridge came back, took that lead, but in the end, the Lone Peak Knights, the defense, the free throw shooting, able to take care of it as they defeat Skyridge 79-68. For Tino Psyche, my name is Dane Stewart. I want to thank you for joining us here on the Rewind Network for Skyridge basketball as the Falcons fall to the Knights 79-68.